Aloha, Lohali, and today I want to tell you a story about a manga. Now, I'm going to be both as vague and as specific as humanly possible so you can get a general idea of what story I am talking about. If you think you know it, let me know in the comments down below. So we start off with a young boy, ages between 4 and 7 years old. He has medium length, dark black hair. He's wearing a white shirt that is, highlighted by some red. Now, we quickly learn that this child loves friendship. He loves the idea of adventure. He loves the idea of just being out there and becoming something, becoming somebody great, somebody important. While the story progresses, we see him gather this crew aboard a ship. Now, this crew is filled with interesting and unique characters. You have the blonde-haired pervy man. You have the relatively smart and world knowledgeable, or I guess street smart in this case, female. You have an adorable companion who is pretty naive, but leaves a little special place in your heart. And the biggest part of this is while they're on the ship, they're traveling the seas. Now, I know what you're thinking. Half of you are saying, Brian, you just perfectly described One Piece. While the other half are saying, Brian, that's obviously Eden Zero. It couldn't be anything else. And here's the funny thing. It applies to both. Almost 100% it applies to both. Now the question is, did Eden's Zero copy with impunitive measures One Piece? Or was it inspired by One Piece? Now, there is a lot of similarities between these characters. If you take Luffy and Shiki, for example, they both kind of have that E at the very end of their name. They both wear dark pants and a red jacket/vest of some kind. And they have a very unique headgear. With Luffy, it is obviously the Mugiwara straw hat that you see in this amazing poster behind me. Or you have Shiki, who is wearing his X-ray specs always at the top of his head. Now, both of these characters are adventurous. They are fun. They want to gather friends. They want to gather nakama around them and travel the seas. In Shiki's case, it is the Sakura Cosmos, which is sometimes referred to as the Seven Seas, if I am remembering correctly. And Luffy obviously wants to travel the Grand Line to become the Pirate King. They're both going on this grand adventure, and while they're going on this grand adventure, they gain access to a very amazing ship. For Luffy, he gains access to the Going Merry, and later the Thousand Sunny. Currently, we see that Shiki has access to Eden's Zero, the namesake for this manga that Mashima is writing. It is an amazing ship that has a lot of sentimentality behind it, and both of them do. With the Going Merry, it was given to them by a friend called Kaya, who had this ship and said, hey, go on adventures. Basically, take me with you in spirit when you take this ship with you. When Eden's Zero and Shiki, he gets it passed down to him by his mentor, basically by his grandfather figure, the Demon King. So they both hold a very special place in their heart. Now, there are a few differences. Obviously, the blonde-haired pervy character in One Piece is Sanji, and in Eden Zero, it is Professor Whis. Now, one of them is a cook, and the other is a mechanic. They are both fun figures, however, their personalities vary a little bit. Obviously, Sanji is an amazingly chivalrous man towards women. However, he does get bloody noses quite frequently. On the other hand, the professor is just pervy without really any recompense. I still enjoy him, though. The adorable sidekick character in the case of Eden Zero is going to be both Pino and Happy. They both play a very integral role in the storyline, just from a emotional narrative and providing a little bit of fun, adorable relief. In One Piece, you have my boy Chopper, because let's be real, Chopper is my main homie G, and I could not picture One Piece without him. And another thing that is not necessarily unique to One Piece, in fact, we've seen it a lot, but is this idea of unique powers that are supposed to be rare within the world. For One Piece, we are talking the Devil Fruits, with Eden's Zero, we are bringing up the fact that it is ether gear. Now, both of these enhance the person's ability in one way or another. Devil Fruits, we still don't have a clear defining figure on what they are. However, with ether gear, we kind of see that they are part of a mechanical ability. Like I said, this is kind of interesting that Eden's Zero was at least possibly inspired by One Piece. I'm not going to call it a complete carbon copy because it's not. But when I was reading through or rereading through the first chapter of One Piece, I was like, man, this seems really familiar. I haven't read the first chapter in One Piece in a while, but it feels like I have. So I went back and started thinking about everything that I know, and I realized it was Eden's Zero, which brought a little bit of a smile to my face because both of these series are really fun adventures. They take you to different worlds, unique planets, and unique islands. And that's another thing that they share. These unique ecosystems within their respective seas. When you travel from one to another, it makes the story changeable, malleable. And it's not set on a direct course where the world suddenly changes and you don't understand why. These self-contained ecosystems in both of them are fun. And like I said, I don't believe that Eden's Zero is, one intentionally pulling One Piece in, because Mishima has created fun stories in the past with Rave Master, and they've all been about adventure. They've been about collecting something, becoming great. And Mishima brings a smile to my face every single time. Do I think that Eden Zero will eventually reach the heights of One Piece? Honestly, no. One Piece is a very unique style of story, and obviously I love it probably a bit too much. But if you love One Piece and you think that you need to get into another adventure manga, well, then now's the time to get into Eden Zero. It is only 36 chapters right now, so really quick to read. And honestly, we are currently dealing with some pretty mature themes in Eden's Zero. I cannot stress enough how much I love both of these stories, and I hope that you can get into it. Don't forget to check right down there for more Eden's Zero content. And as always, it's your boy Lohali, signing out.